Solar satisfy the application requirements of the county ordinance, section 19.4 and 19.6. Staff determined they did. There is no method under the ordinance in which this goes through council. This is a staff determination. Under the ordinance, when a complete application meets every requirement, staff is required to approve it. There is no discretion to deny a compliant application. Pit Stop Solar and staff follow the ordinance exactly as written. Nothing in the appeal, nothing presented today identifies a single requirement of the applicable ordinance that Pit Stop failed to meet. One of the appeals attempts to frame this as a challenge to a quasi-judicial action of the Planning Commission, but that is not what is before you. This is a direct appeal of staff's administrative approval of the application. Pit Stop Solar met every substantive requirement of section 19.4 and every procedural requirement of section 19.6. The record is clear on that point. For these reasons, we respectfully request that you uphold the staff's approval. With me today is my colleague Catherine Ross and Brennan McComb with Pit Stop Solar. They are available to address any other technical or project-specific questions, and I'll turn it over to Catherine.
Thank you, Commissioner. As my colleague Ms. Stevens said, Catherine Ross, who are legal counsel to Pit Stop Solar. I would point this commission to section 6.2, and I will just read to you because we do want the record to be clear, understanding there is a lot of concerns, but also I think a lot of confusion. Under 6.2, the development official shall issue no development permit for a subdivision and communication towers under the provisions of this ordinance without the approval of the Darlington County Planning Commission. We are neither a subdivision nor are we a communications tower. The second sentence of 6.2 is the development official shall be authorized to issue a development permit for other developments covered by this ordinance. And then it has including but not limited to in categories. What was before the staff was an application for a development permit for a solar energy system. That is it. It was not about a FELO, it was not about a fee in lieu of tax, that is a different process. The application was submitted in pieces over time, as is common in this county and many counties. At the point that the staff deemed it complete, and it was under 19.4 and 19.6, they held a public hearing, as the ordinance requires. They received public comment. The staff then took, I don't have my exact dates, approximately 6 weeks to review the application again in light of the comments made at the public hearing. And the staff determined that every requirement of 19.4 and 19.6, which are the applicable ordinances for a solar energy system, was met. Every provision of the Darlington County ordinance, as has been adopted by County Council, has been met by this project. The staff has determined that appropriately, and what, as Ms. Stevens says, before you tonight is only the narrow issue of whether or not that determination is upheld or not. We again would request that it is upheld because, again, every provision and requirement of the adopted ordinance, which is what the rules of the road are when this application came before you, have been met. And I would briefly turn it over to Mr. McComb, and as Ms. Stevens said, we would be happy to answer questions of the commission.